Shearing an object slants or skews the sides of an object along the axis you specify, keeping the opposite sides parallel and making the object asymmetrical. Next, you'll apply shear to a rectangle to make a reflection in the window of the van. Click to select the van. Press Command plus or Control plus a few times to zoom into that van. Select the rectangle tool in the toolbar and drag to create a small rectangle in the middle of the front window of the van. So select the rectangle tool and we're going to draw a small rectangle right there. Change the fill color in the properties panel to white or similar. Fill should be white or similar and no stroke. Now you'll skew the shape to give it a perspective. With the shape selected, select the shear tool, which is nested within the rotate tool in the toolbar. So I'm going to go up here, rotate. Shear tool. Move the pointer above or off the right side of the shape. Press the Shift key to constrain the artwork to its original height and drag to the left. So we're going to hold down the Shift key and drag it to the left. Release the mouse button and the Shift key when you see a shear angle of approximately minus 45%. Doesn't have to be exact, but just close to it. Alright. Change the opacity of the rectangle by clicking the arrow to the right of 100% and drag it down. I'm going to go to about 60%. The transform tools you'll find in the toolbar, selection, rotate, scale, shear, and reflect, are also represented as menu items when you choose Object Transform. In a lot of cases, you can use any of these menu commands in place of a tool. Now you'll make a copy of the window reflection using the Move command. To make a copy of the rectangle, choose Object, Transform, and then Move. In the Move dialog box, let's move this down. Change horizontal position to 0.12 and make sure the vertical position is 0. And then click Copy. Now you'll make the rectangle narrower. It's a bit more challenging than just dragging the bounding box since the shape is skewed. You'll drag anchor points instead to maintain the skew angle while transforming the shape. Select the Selection tool. Double click the copied rectangle. This enters isolation mode and makes it much easier to select part of the rectangle since everything else is dimmed and can't be selected. Select the Direct Selection tool. Click the top right anchor. The top right anchor. Click. And Shift. Click the bottom right anchor. Hold down Shift. Click the bottom right anchor to select both. Press the left arrow key on your keyboard several times to move those anchor points to the left, making the shape narrower. Press the Escape key to exit isolation mode. Choose View, Fit All in Window. Look at there. Let's do Select and then Deselect. So you see we've got those two things that we put in there. You can easily repeat objects by applying one of the available repeat types, radial, grid, or mirror. When you apply one of the repeats to selected artwork, Illustrator auto-generates artwork using your chosen method. If you update one of the repeat instances, all instances are modified to reflect the change. For this section, you'll focus on applying a mirror to repeat to artwork. Mirror repeats help create symmetrical artwork. You create half of the artwork and Illustrator automatically makes the other half for you. In this case, you'll finish a plant that will become part of one of the ads. Select the zoom tool and zoom into the green plant below the artboards. Alright, select the selection tool. Drag across the plant shape to select. Hang on. Make sure not to select the dark oval. So we just want the plant shape instead of, don't get the oval. Alright, choose object, repeat, and mirror. Boom, look at there. As soon as you choose mirror, Illustrate enters isolation mode. The rest of the artwork is dimmed and cannot be selected, as is typical for isolation mode. The vertical dashed line you see is now called symmetry axis. It shows the center of the symmetrical artwork, and you use it to change the distance between the halves and rotate the auto-generated half. Find the circle controlled handle on the symmetry axis just below the plant. This little dot right here. Drag it left and right. You see how when you drag it left and right, it changes the distance. So make sure there is no gap between the plants. Drag either circle control handle at the very top or bottom to rotate the mirrored content. So whoop, whoop. Cool, huh? Over here in the properties panel, to reset the angle of the mirrored repeat, choosing 90 degrees from the angle of mirror axis menu. Right here. So you could change things there. Change it just to see what it does. Go back to 90. Not only can you use the mirror to copy and flip artwork you've already created, but you can also add or remove artwork while editing the mirror repeat. And let's mine's whoa. Let's go. I'm on. Get it back to where it looks like this. All right, so to let's do select, deselect. To copy one of the leaves, Shift plus Option plus drag on a Mac, or Shift Alt drag on Windows the top left leaf. So Shift, Option, and then I'm going to drag this top left. Oop, hang on. The Shift key constrains the movement, and the Option key copies the artwork. Notice that the generated artwork on the right mirrors what you're doing in real time. Any changes you make are visible in the mirrored half. So I'm just piddling here. So make yours look however you want it to. If you press escape or click away. So everybody should look a little bit different. When you create a mirror repeat or any type of repeat, the artwork becomes a repeat object. In this case, the plant is now a mirror repeat object, sort of like a special group. Now you'll learn how to edit the mirror repeat. Click the plant to select it. At the top of the properties panel, you'll see mirror repeat. See that right there? Mirror repeat, which tells you that it's a mirrored repeat object group. Double click the plant and that will enter isolation mode. You can now see the symmetry axis and can edit the original artwork you created on the left. So you could make any type of edits that you wanted from there. Click away from the plant to deselect it. Click one of the leaves and change the fill color to another color. So let's click here and I'm going to just make it a different color. Press the escape key or double click in any area to exit isolation mode. Click view, fit all in window. Drag across the plant art to select it. Make sure you get the shadow this time. Choose object and group. Everybody should look different. You should have a different color in there as well. Drag the group onto the artboard on the right with the van by itself. So we're going to drag this over here. If the plant is behind the artwork on the artboard, choose Bring to Front from the Arrange. Look at there. Now it is there. I'll put mine right there. Alright, so everybody should have something there and everybody should look a little bit different. Almost done. I know it's a long video, but we're almost done. In Illustrator, you can easily twist and distort artwork into different positions using the Puppet Warp tool. In this section, you'll warp one of the palm trees. Click the palm tree that you rotated in the Unforgettable Beaches artboard. And let's do Command plus or Control plus several times to zoom in on it. Click the Edit toolbar at the bottom of the toolbar. This one right here. Scroll in the menu that appears if necessary and drag the Puppet Warp tool between two tools in the toolbar. So the Puppet Warp tool looks like a little... Where is my Puppet Warp tool? Oh where could it be? I know what it looks like, I don't see it. Where is it? Puppet Warp tool. Got to scroll down and just put it anywhere on there. Press the escape key to hide the rest of those tools. With the tool now showing in the toolbar, you'll use it to warp the palm tree so that it looks a little more natural and less like it's falling over. So select that Puppet Warp tool if it isn't already selected. By default, Illustrator identifies the best areas to transform your artwork and automatically adds pins. The pin is circled in yours right there. So in the Properties panel on the right, you should see Puppet Warp Options. You got to click there. We want to deselect Show Mesh. We don't want to show the mesh. That will make it easier to see the pins and provide a clearer view of any transformations you make. Click the one pin on the tree to select it. You can tell that a pin is selected because it has a white dot in the center. Drag the selected pin to the left to see how it reacts. Mine is not doing anything. Oh, notice that the whole tree moves. That's because there's only one pin. Okay. Choose Edit, Undo. puppet warp. I was freaking out because mine wasn't doing anything. Okay. Click at the bottom of the brown tree trunk to add a pin. So we're going to click down here and add a pin. Click in the middle of the brown tree trunk to add another pin. We now have 3 pins. The pin at the bottom is meant to pin or hold the bottom of the tree trunk in place so that that part won't move as much. The pin in the middle of the tree trunk is the one you'll drag to reshape the tree. So drag this one. Now look at there. Now it's reshaping our tree. If you find that you drag too far, odd things like path twisting may happen. Click the pin on the leaves to select it. This one up here. Press delete or backspace to remove it. It will be better for the the leaves to rotation. Notice that the leaves move once it's deleted. Click the middle of the leaves to add a new pin. Drag the new pin approximately back to where the original was. Somewhere around there. Leave the pin selected. Another helpful thing you can do is rotate them. In this section, you'll rotate all the leaves and then warp one of the leaves without affecting the rest. With the pin in the middle of the leaves still selected, you'll see a dashed line around it. See that dashed line around it? You drag that to rotate it. Move the pointer over the dashed circle and drag to rotate the leaves around the pin until you think it looks good. So when you click, look at there. So drag it however you think it looks good. Now you'll warp a single leaf. This will require adding some more pins. Click in the end of one of the leaves on the right to add a pin. Click there. You might see other parts change in reaction. If that happens, select the pin in the center of the leaves again and rotate it back if you don't like what it did. Drag the new pin on the end of the leaf to stretch the leaf a little bit and see how the artwork reacts. You see what it's doing there. You might see the other leaves moving as well. In this case, you want to pin the parts that are moving to keep them still if you want to. Click Edit, Undo as many times until you get that leaf back to where it was. So click the pin at the bottom of the tree trunk. Move it to see how the rest of the thing affects, how it affects the rest of it. Move around. Did a little dance. And just get yours however you like yours. Everybody's going to be a little different. But you should have, and let's click select and then deselect. Choose view, fit all, and window. So this completes this lesson. So the things I'll be looking for, this should be lined up on your guide. This palm tree should have some shapes done to it, leaves rotated, so on and so forth. You should have this over here. These are the orders. This pink should be centered on that, so on and so forth. These should all line up, so on and so forth. So click File and then Save and then Submit. And this completes Lesson 5.